video. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. Hope that you all are doing well and having a wonderful week, wonderful month, and I just pray that you guys are doing well mentally and physically. Okay, so in today's video I will be sharing my unexpected birth that I had. It was a lot, and like I really do want to share it, and I would love to hear your guys' stories on your births and just like how it went, because it's very powerful, very powerful. This was with my third child. So my pregnancy was very rough. I would say my third pregnancy was the hardest pregnancy I had. My second hardest was with my sixth, but my third pregnancy it was not it. When I tell you I had every single symptom in the book, I had every single symptom. Up until 7 months. I was nauseous for the whole 7 months. Like, sometimes I couldn't even keep anything down. Like, it would just come back up. Like, I would get these bad migraines where I would have to wear sunglasses in my home. Literally, I'm not even joking. Like, I would wear sunglasses inside the house sometimes when I would get these migraines because I couldn't really stand the light. And I'm not gonna keep my house dark. Like, I have two little ones that's like running around. Why would I keep the house dark? So like I would wear sunglasses. Like, I couldn't look at the light. Like, I couldn't like stand the light like at all. And some days, like, I remember about at least 6 times I was in the bathroom in the dark with the shower running and I was just crying because that's how bad my headache was. And I know that it was like safe to take like like a certain like Tylenol or whatever, but for me it was just like I didn't want to. Like, I try to like avoid like certain medicines. Like, I try to avoid medicines at all costs when I am pregnant. I know that it's safe to take, but it's just like, my doctor said it was safe, but I just was just like, like, no, so I was trying to troop it out the best way I could. But that headache, that one particular day, like, I was having the worst nausea, throwing up, and then the headache, the top of it, like nothing would stay down. Nothing would stay down. Like, I tried everything. And nothing would like just. But I must say that baby boy was he was healthy. He was completely healthy. I was taking my prenatals like I was supposed to, going to my doctor's appointments regularly like I was supposed to. I was not like under a certain care, like like where I was going to doctors every 2 weeks basically. Like, I was perfectly fine. He was healthy, I was healthy, but I was just like trying to figure like I'm not even eating that much, like it doesn't make sense, like, but I was just grateful that he was healthy. And I remember when I took the glucose, that the diabetes, the test, and for that hour, the first test that came back, like, I had failed off for like 2 levels. And I had to take the 3-hour test. And I tell you, I was starving. I was so hungry. Literally, like, and the lab people, like the lady, she was like apologizing to me. She was like, I apologize for eating in front of you. She was like, this is my only lunch break, but I apologize because I know that you were hungry. And I'm just like, it's okay, I just had to troop it out. Okay, but that test came back negative and I passed it, so I did not have it, thank God. But like, after that 3 hours not eating nothing and having that sugary drink, like, literally, when I tell you, he was kicking me like crazy. Like, and literally, like, I couldn't eat after that because it was just like too much sugar. Like, I had to, like, I held down. Okay, like I said, he was like that pregnancy that like hit it on the nose. Like, I was like done. I was just like, I don't want no more children. Like, this is horrible. Like, and people thought that I was having a girl because of all the symptoms I was having. But no. I was having a baby boy. My third baby boy. And yes, it was not it. It was not it at all. Okay. But his birth was the easiest birth that I had out of all my sisters. It was the easiest birth. Now, you see, at this time, my partner was like watching like videos like where like the partner would like prank their spouse. Seem like they're in labor, like fake false labor, and they're not, like, you know, they're pranking them. And when I told him I was in labor, this day, like, we didn't have a car at this point. We were like saved up for a car, and we were supposed to go to the doctor's this day. And I was like 40 weeks in one day at this time, like literally on the head, 40 weeks in one day. So I had to go to the doctor, like, you know, to just get checked out, whatever, my regular appointment. And you know, we was gonna walk because I'm just like, okay, like I wanted him out of me. Like, I was tired of being pregnant. I was tired. Like, when I tell you, like, after 8 months, like, when all the symptoms, like, went away, when I could eat, I was eating. Like, it was, couldn't not stop me. I was eating. Everything went down. Nothing was coming up. I was nauseous no more. Like, I was, yes. All right, like, I was with it. Like, listen, I'm going to savor all this. But that day, all right, it was June 29th. I was supposed to go to the doctor's, and like, we live like far from the doctor, so like the walk would have been perfectly fine. It was like uphill, yes, like, you know, but it would have like kind of like got the contractions going, you know, like it dilated me a little bit. And I had just like told him, like, I can't make it to the doctor's office, like I can't make it to the appointment. Like, I'm being so serious, but just like he was thinking like, oh, like, you're playing around. And I'm just like telling him, like, I don't have time to be trying to prank you. I don't have time for none of that. Like, I didn't even start YouTube at this time. Like, I didn't even think, thought did not come across my mind to even start YouTube or start making content at this time at all. Like, I should have, but I wasn't like doing that. Like, and I really didn't feel up to it, truthfully. Like, I was having the worst pregnancy. Like, why wouldn't no? But he thought that I was playing around. Truthfully, that's what he thought, that I was joking around. But like, he noticed that I was being dead serious when I was just like walking. I was walking in and out of the room, like just holding my stomach. I was walking in and out of the room, in and out of the room. I was in and out of the shower because like the shower, the water, like, it helps me. Like, when I'm having contraction, it'll like help for some reason. Like, it just helped me. You know, some people it doesn't help, but like for me, like, it helped so much when I just like got in the shower and just like stood there or just sat in the shower. Like, it just helped. So I kept on doing that, like, just back to back, and he was just like, that's when he noticed, like, okay, like, she's dead serious. And I'm just like telling him, like, he's coming today. I know he is coming today. Like, you know, and the contractions weren't that bad. I truthfully thought that they were like Braxton Hicks, because they were like going and coming, but they weren't like really, really sharp. But I was obviously like in like an active labor, so I was able to like be up and like moving, like, you know. But then once he saw it in my eyes that like I wasn't joking around, like, because I was ready to curse him out when he was telling like, oh, you need to stop playing around. Like, I was on the verge of cursing him out, and that's when he noticed that I was being dead serious, because I'm just like, I do not have time to play around with you today. I do not. He's coming today, and if you think that I'm fucking playing with you, then you're gonna see. Like, and I was not smiling and laughing. I'm not doing none of that with you. Not today. Not today. Okay, like, I'm in full blown labor, and you're playing like, listen, leave me alone. respectfully. Okay, respectfully, coach, just please just leave me alone. Just let me go through this pain that I'm going through. Like, because you don't even understand what I'm going through right now. You don't. No man can ever understand what labor truly feels like. Even those little machines, like, they don't, you don't know. The machines do not compare to actual labor. It doesn't. So, he was bringing me like ice pops up because ice pops was like the only thing that was like helping me. Like, I needed something cold. Like, I had to be in a cold shower. Like, so he called the like, he called my midwife and let her know, like, you know, she's having contractions. You know, they're coming basically like 3 minutes apart now. You know, so she was like, okay, you know, I will be at the hospital. I'm gonna meet you guys there. You guys head there right away. And to call the ambulance. So we called the ambulance. When I tell you like, okay, like, once we called the ambulance, like, we're still on the phone with the midwife. So, like, basically, like, she passes through so that she's still on the phone with us so, like, she can, like, someone, like, just help me, like, with my breathing and all that, like, while I am having these contractions. And I love my midwife so much for that. So, you know, he's, like, telling them, like, you know, she's in labor, like, you know, my wife's in labor, like, we need you guys to come here right away, tell them the address, and then they're just like, okay, we're gonna be right there, right? We're gonna be right there. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. They said they'll be right there. So we're still on the phone with the midwife because, you know, like I said, like, she's helping me out. And, you know, while she's helping me out, my partner, like, packs the stuff up for our 2 oldest, and he, you know, goes over to my aunt's and my uncle's house because they were going to watch them while I was in labor. So, you know, he's like knocking at the door, and like nobody's answering. So he comes back and he's just like, you know, like, they're not answering, you know. So he gets his phone, he's like trying to call and nobody's answering. So, like, the boys are in the room just like playing or whatever. And this is 7:30 now. Remember, we called the ambulance at 7 o'clock. It's 7:30 now. The ambulance still is not here, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what is going on. So I'm asking, like, is the ambulance outside yet though? Like, you know, like, he's like, no, the ambulance is not here. And obviously you could, you know, like, my mind is just like on like my pain and trying to handle the pain, and like, you know. And he keeps checking for the ambulance, and he's telling the midwife, like, the ambulance is not here yet. And I called them over 30 minutes ago. So, like, then we called them again. And they're just like, oh, yeah, we're on our way. 7:45 comes. The ambulance still is not there. Still not there. Now, I'm in and out of the shower now because now the contractions are literally coming like a minute apart. Like, they're coming. And you can just tell, like, on my face, like, okay, like, it's just too much. Like, I literally had to, like, sit in the shower while the contraction was just coming and just hitting me. Like, you know, like, but I'm handling it. Like, I wasn't crying or nothing like that. But you can just tell in my eyes, like, yes, I'm in pain. But, like, I had my 2 boys. Obviously, they were still here because nobody was answering the door to get them. All I know is that I had, like, stood up. Like, I went by the toilet and I just, like, sat there and I was just, like, rocking back and forth. Like, just rocking back and forth. Like, just, like, soothe myself. I was just rocking and rocking. And it was helping for a minute. But then I had to push. I had to. Now, it's probably saying, like, no, like, you could have just, like, held on. Like, the ambulance still was not there. The ambulance was not here. This was 7:50. The ambulance was not here yet. Nobody was here, like, at all. The ambulance literally took an hour to get to my home. Literally, they came at like 8:10. Like, nobody, like, and I feel like everyone thought that I was, like, pranking them or something like that. Like, nobody, like, I'm not playing around. Like, I'm, like, was not joking. And when I tell you, like, I had to push, like, I just pushed. Like, I just pushed. I said, fuck it. Like, listen, like, my body, like, just like you take you in the hospital, like, your body's telling you to push, all right, you start pushing, right? Like, you know, and that was just in my mind when I gave birth to my 2 children, my first 2. So, my body was telling me to, like, push. And I was trying not to, right? I was trying to really, like, hold it in, but it was just, like, the urge just really set in, like, push. So I just started pushing. And then, like, I started feeling more relief. So I just started pushing. And, like, the first big push, all I heard him say to me was, he's just holding the phone, and he's on the phone with the midwife, like, they're still not here yet. But then he looks up at me, and then he's just, like, his eyes just wide, and he's like, his mouth just, like, drops, and he's just like, babe, that's his head. And I'm just like looking at him like, well, I told you he's coming today. And guess what? I continued pushing. We're not like, no, like, I'm not gonna stop mid-push because his head's right there, like, and wait for them. Like, that was my mindset. Like, no, like, I told everybody that he was coming today, and none of y'all believe me. I knew that he was coming today. I told you specifically that he was coming today. So I just started, that was the first push, like, where, like, you saw his head, basically. And I'm in squat position, mind you, okay? So basically he puts the phone on the sink, and, like, he dropped the phone on the sink because I started pushing again. The second push, his whole head was out. And I pushed one more time, and the shoulders was out. And literally he just, like, slid out. And my partner called him. So, and basically we birthed our child ourselves. We birthed our child ourselves. Hospital didn't do it, we did it. The midwife wasn't telling me what to do. She was just trying to help me with the contractions, like, breathe in and out, in and out. That's what she was doing, you know? Like, he had the phone basically when I started pushing. And he was by the room, I was in the bathroom. So, yeah. I was guiding myself in this process. And, yeah, you know, he was born, he was healthy. He cried right away, you know, and, you know, I didn't, like, overbleed or anything like that. Like, so I went into, you know, he brought me to the room. Like, we used, like, so many towels. We had to buy a whole bunch of towels. We had to buy a brand new bed, blanket, and all that. And he brought me to the bed, helped me, like, walk to the bed. You know, and, like, I felt so much relief. And this was 8 o'clock. My baby was born at home at 8 a.m. on June 29, 2016. A home birth by mom and dad. Mom and dad in this apartment, literally. And, you know, they're just like, oh my gosh, she had the baby, because they hear him, like, they hear him cry, you know. And they're just like, okay, all right, she had the baby. Like, they're, like, all, like, screaming, like, oh my gosh, she had the baby, you know. So his cousin works at the doctor's office that I would go to. So, like, she, like, left, and she, like, drove straight down to us. And she arrived here before the ambulance. The ambulance did not show up here until 8:10. 8:10. Are you kidding me, though? Like, are you serious? Like, what? But the thing was, the first people that came was the police, right? So, like, you know, like, when the ambulance comes, either the police or, like, the fire truck comes. So the police came first. Police came first. That's my Instapot. Don't mind the beeping. So the police came first, and they're just like, okay, like, are you okay? Like, you know, just checking, like, are you okay? Like, the ambulance, like, you know. And there was, like, the ambulance was just sitting there, like, at the hospital. Like, they didn't even leave yet. Like, I don't live that far from the hospital, so there was no issues. It did not take us an hour to get to the hospital. Literally, it would take us 6 minutes. Maybe. Okay, maybe like 10, depending on traffic. Like, you know. And I wasn't getting in the taxi to go to the hospital while I'm in labor. Like, you know, no. Call the ambulance because they are in the medical field, okay? And that's what you're supposed to call, not a taxi. Okay, and so then the ambulance comes like 5 minutes or 10 minutes after the police come, and it's like, oh, like, you know, like, okay, like, you know, he's good, you know, like they're checking the baby, checking me, they see that I'm all good, the baby's like, baby boy is good, he's like, you know, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and then, you know, basically cut the umbilical cord in the bedroom, and, you know, nobody's answering the door for my boys yet. At all. Like they had called once the ambulance came, which was like crazy. Like, so y'all wanted me to have a home birth or something like that, because I didn't really want to have a home birth, because, you know, I didn't know what to expect with a home birth. But obviously, unexpectedly, I had it, and God was on my side with this whole process with giving birth to my baby boy. Like I said, he was the easiest birth delivery. He came out like in three and a half pushes. Literally, he was out. He was like the easiest birth that I had. And so then, you know, the ambulance had took me to, you know, first we let the boys see their brother, you know, and they was just like, oh, like, and they gave me like a little kiss on the head. And the ambulance had took me to the hospital. I gave birth to the placenta. It's crazy because, like, we give birth twice. Like, what? We give birth to a whole baby, then we give birth to the placenta, basically. Basically, you're giving birth to the placenta. You give birth twice. Wow, yay! So as I'm going to, like, driving off to, like, the hospital or whatever, like, I am having contractions for the placenta to come out. That's when he brought them over. Like, they had answered the door, finally. You know, and actually coming out, like, I see my grandpa. Like, my grandpa seen me, my neighbor seen me. They was like, oh my God, you had a baby? And my grandpa was like, oh my God. And, like, he gave me a kiss on my head and gave the baby a kiss. He was like, you're just, like, you are amazing. And then, like, I went to the hospital. And, like, once we got to the hospital, like it was just, like, all eyes was on me. And, like, I don't mind having a spotlight. Like, I don't mind that at all. But it's just like, okay, like, y'all asses could have came earlier. While I was in labor. Okay? Alright. So I was, like, kind of pissed off. I was happy and I was relieved at the same time, because I'm just like, he's out. He is out. No more pain. No more pain. No more pregnancy. No more pregnancy. Yes, he's out. But everybody was just, like, so amazed that I gave birth at home by myself with no guidance to my baby. And I did that. Give myself a pat on the back, because I really did that. I'm so proud of myself for that. And, like, you know, of course, like, I was checked or whatever, and, like, I didn't have no tears or anything. And, you know, baby boy was very healthy. He was 20 inches long. Like, on the mark, like, exactly 20 inches. And he was 7 pounds, 3 ounces. Like, you know, like, like, he passed all his tests and all that. We left the hospital within 2 days. It was just, like, really an amazing experience. It was scary, nerve-wracking, but an amazing experience at the same time, like, all into one, I would say. So, you know, on the birth certificate, it said that he was born at 8:10, because that's when the ambulance came. He was really born at 7:55 a.m. in the morning. That's the time that he was born, but they marked it 8:10 because that's when the ambulance came. So, you know, whatever. But that just would be, like, the most. All my births are very memorable, but that one was just like very, very, like, you know, like you guys don't understand. Like, that's very memorable. Like, for me, like, he was born at home. Like, you know, like, I actually did that. Like, I'm very shocked that I did that. Yeah. And to this day, like the hospital, like they still remember me coming in with the baby, giving birth at home. Like they still remember my face. Like and they'd be like, oh, like you can birth this baby yourself because you birthed your third one at home. I'm just like, how do y'all even remember that? Like y'all birth like a whole bunch of babies a day. How'd you remember me? Like, you know, but yeah. I did that. Proud of myself. So I'm proud of every mom because it's just like we go through this whole process for like literally 10 months actually, if you think about it. Just like carrying a baby and just like bringing them into the world. And yes, it does take two, but the mother is the main source that creates that baby, that makes the baby a human, okay? We both make the baby a human being, but the mother is basically like the incubator. Like, baby grows in us, all right? Like, comes to life. We birth the baby into the world, like, you know, and as well, we're going through a transition ourselves, like we're birthing a whole mother, and then we're birthing a baby at the same time. So, right, guys, so that is the end of my unexpected home birth, you know, yeah. And like I said, I would love to hear your guys' birthing stories. If you guys ever had a home birth, how did it go? How do you ever go in the hospital? You know, like I am all ears. Like I love to hear like birth stories because it's just very like amazing on what a woman's body can do. Like we go through it all, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like wonderful. Like, you know, I just find it just, I don't know, I'm just like very grateful to have all my babies and just have experienced that, you know. So I will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a wonderful and a blessed day.